The Grim Lessons of Israel's War in Gaza. In this episode, we'll unpack what one scholar, Dr. Omer Bartov, a professor of Holocaust and Genocide Studies at Brown University, recently wrote in the New York Times, arguing that the current conflict may change how the world thinks about genocide. Bartov opens with a stark reminder: twerk the history of genocide and you either see perpetrators achieve their goal, or a military force stops them, leading to accountability. He cites the Imperial German Army's 1904 campaign in German southwestward Africa that nearly wiped out the Herero and Nama peoples. No one intervened, and the perpetrators walked away. He moves to the Ottoman Empire, whose actions in 1915 against Armenians, whether through mass murder or forced marches leaving millions dead, were never followed by real justice. Even today, Turkey denies theography. Bartov then contrasts that with the defeat of the Nazis after World War II, which allowed the Nuremberg trials to bring at least some accountability for the Holocaust. He names a third class of genocides: Cambodia in 1979, Rwanda in 1994, Bosnia in 1995. Ism all ended because the offending force was defeated. In each case, even though the process was slow or incomplete, the fact was that justice followed military defeat. The author explains that until the codification of genocide after World War II, when perpetrators could re-emerge undisturbed and profit from their crimes, there was no formal deterrent. The concept was erected as a promise: no more impunity. Now he turns to Gaza. Israel has been accused at the International Court of Justice of committing genocide in the aftermath of the October 7 Hamas attacks. According to the piece, the ceasefire that began on October 10 and a 20-point plan from Trump that was endorsed by the Security Council on November 17 saw Israeli forces take over almost 70% of the Strip. Yet over 1,000 Palestinian civilians have died in Israeli strikes, and 2 million Palestinians, once living in one of the world's most densely populated areas, are now forced into a third of the territory, surviving in devastated spaces with scant humanitarian infrastructure. After the ceasefire and the hostage for prisoner swap, the second phase of the Trump plan began in mid-January. Bartov describes it as an attempt to bring full demilitarization and reconstruction of the Strip, to be overseen by a transitional technocratic Palestinian government. He warns that if this process goes unchecked, other nations or leaders may feel they can pursue genocidal policies and reap the benefits. Shocking future. He concludes that our past lessons from World War II, Cambodia, Rwanda, and Bosnia were grounded in the belief that a defeated persecutor would be held accountable. If Israel's war in Gaza shows a different pattern of perpetrators acting with impunity while maintaining power, then the international community may inadvertently license genocide's recurrence. That's the crux of Bartov's essay: the imperative to uphold global norms that prevent genocide and to hold perpetrators accountable, lest we risk eroding the hard-won safeguards that have deterred mass atrocities for decades. Thank you for tuning in, and stay with us as we keep digging into what it means for the rest of the world. For more context and discussion, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Happy listening.